Coming to you live from Diskobolos Military Base here in Kimberley, where members of the South African National Defence Force have converged in the memorial service of Corporal Pieter Strydom, who passed on during the battle between the rebels in Goma in the DRC. With me here to tell us about the memorial service, the preparations for tomorrow, I've got with me Brigadier General Sandf, who's going to be telling us more about this particular event, or rather memorial service. Thank you for your time, sir. It must have been hard for members of the South African National Defence Force, members who were working with corporals, who were working with the privates, especially during these past 4 weeks.
Indeed, it has been very tough for us, though we as soldiers trained to fight, and we also make that ultimate sacrifice in laying down our lives in protection of the innocent, and that is what happened in the DRC. We were there to protect those defenseless, and we are in mourning at the moment with a loss of 14 lives. As one life lost is one life too many.
Obviously, there has been some assistance, especially for colleagues of the departed soldiers of the South African National Defence Force. Tell us about those processes of trauma counselling, especially for the colleagues.
The South African National Defence Force possesses professional services within the South African Military Health Service, where we have social workers, psychologists that are available, and the services were also provided to the families to come to grip with the loss of their loved ones. The services are also extended to unit members who are closely working with these people who passed in the DRC, and those services will continue even after the funerals have been conducted to render support to those who are still traumatized.
Today it's a memorial service for Corporal Pieter Strydom. What can we expect today? What's going to be happening today, leading up to his funeral tomorrow?
Today we are commemorating the life of Lance Corporal Strydom. It will just be a memorial service where we will be celebrating his life by singing a few hymns, speeches that will be rendered by colleagues, by friends, by family. We also have with us the officer commanding of Lance Corporal Pieter Strydom, and that will lead up to the funeral that's going to take place tomorrow on the 21st from the TD Church in Newtown, I say again New Park, and we will not be going to a graveside as the family decided on a cremation. So everything will take place tomorrow in New Park. We're starting at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Obviously, you're working with many people, many SANDF members here, and we understand that he was a private and then he was promoted to as being a corporal somewhere in the mission. Just tell us about him. How was he as a person, as an employee, as a colleague?
I did not physically work with Lance Corporal Strydom. That's why during the memorial service, we will have members, his section head, as well as colleagues who work closely with him to render a characteristic of whom Lance Corporal Strydom was.
Thank you very much for your time. That is Brigadier Sandf talking to us about this particular memorial service of Corporal Pieter Strydom, who will be buried tomorrow here in Kimberley. And right now it's a memorial service, and members, his colleagues, have converged in this hall to pay their last respect.